Problem of weekend rowdiness associated with alcohol consumption. Here's David's report from Tuesday.
2 ordinances will be presented to the City Council tomorrow. One from Mayor Anthony Russo and one from First Ward Councilman Tom Newman. Newman is calling for a 2 a.m. weekend closing of all bars. The mayor maintains the 3 a.m. closing but increases other enforcement efforts.
Just a one-shot early closing does not do that. You still have many of all those people roaming the streets. The quality of life is negative.
The mayor's ordinance calls for a one-way door after 1 a.m. Basically, that means you can stay till closing, but if you leave after 1 a.m., your bar hopping for the night is over, at least in Hoboken. Newman says his ordinance will also call for a one-way door, except he wants the policy instituted at 12:30 a.m.
And the late night bar hopping is part of the subculture of this group. And so if we make it so that you can't do that, the idea is we're discouraging them from coming to Hoboken in the first place.
There are 116 liquor licenses in Hoboken. The vast majority of them are issued to bars and restaurants which cater to crowds like this one, having an after-work cocktail or dinner and drinks. On the weekends, however, the city's population grows by over 10,000 people. This corner on 1st and Hudson is one of the city's regular weekend trouble spots. Cops have had to respond to hundreds of calls here over the past year. Bar owners wouldn't speak to us on camera, but they say that the city shouldn't punish an entire industry for 1 or 2 trouble spots. Newman says he's got to do something because his ward sees the problem up close.
I'm putting mine on the table the way it is because I'm the First Ward Councilman. I need strong medicine, and I hope I get 5 votes for it. If I don't, I'm willing to fall back on this other one. But I really want to be on record here saying that this is going to take some tough action. And if a one-way door at 1 o'clock doesn't work, I'll be back. I'll be back in another 2 or 3 months. If this is not effective, I'll be back again with stronger medicine.
Regardless of which piece of legislation is passed, the council and the administration are sending a clear message to both residents and the bar hoppers that this summer the atmosphere will be very different. In Hoboken, this is David Cruz reporting for North Hudson News.
The way I see it is we have noise pollution, we have the crowds to deal with, we have lines outside the establishments, we have the rowdiness, we have this destruction by these outsiders. What we need to do is solve it with a real comprehensive plan, not a 2 o'clock closing.
Mayor Russo's ordinance would keep the current 3 o'clock closing, but would institute a one-way door at 1 a.m. This option is more likely to gain the 5 votes needed for adoption, but it has some controversial elements which could be challenged on constitutional grounds.
If the Russo ordinance were to be adopted, signs like this one would become illegal. Not only that, but bar owners would be required to post additional signs specified by the city and would be required to pay the city for those signs.
Bars also face restrictions on the types of promotions they can offer, and their employees would also be required to take special training classes held by the city.
We never came away from a meeting saying we will not close the bars early. So that's not completely out of the question.
You're going to kill the places like ourselves, and the other places are going to be jammed, and at the end of the night, you're still going to have the problem of everyone leaving these big bars.
The near hysteria that surrounds this issue will likely manifest itself at a special public hearing on both ordinances, which the council is likely to schedule for mid-May. In Hoboken, this is David Cruz reporting for North Hudson News. In a town that's best known for its charming brownstones and excellent restaurants, the atmosphere in Hoboken changes dramatically after 11 p.m. These scenes of public urination, drunkenness, and rowdy behavior are what residents have been complaining about for years. The administration's ordinance would forbid new patrons from entering a bar after 1 a.m. and places other restrictions on bar promotions.
As you see it, you're seeing this thing spilling out into the street. You're seeing a ton of policemen there, but it's just overwhelming. It's a situation where the crowds have to be dispersed, and these people have to be held accountable for what's going on. The litter that's there, the noise level, it's all a direct result from the bars. And they have to be more responsible.
If we could satisfy, to some extent, the neighborhood residents, in that we've cut down on the noise and the public urination and the disorderly conduct, then maybe we're well on our way toward reaching our goal. If it doesn't work, again, this is an experiment. If it doesn't work, well then we'll be forced to take more drastic measures.
Hoboken has issued one liquor license for every 220 residents. Some are saying that it may be necessary to kill the city's bar industry in order to save it. In Hoboken, this is David Cruz reporting for North Hudson News. The Bar Owners Association protesters marched down Washington Street and picketed in front of City Hall as a phalanx of police officers, the entire First Ward Patrol, waited inside, over 15 in all. Before the night was over, the tension in the air would lead to a violent confrontation that shocked even the most jaded veterans of Hoboken politics. Bar owners feel that their livelihood is being threatened, and we're taking action to prevent that.
My place is definitely going out of business. All the people that work there, they're just going to have to look for jobs elsewhere. Maybe 15 to 20 bars are going to close immediately after this action. People are going to move out of Hoboken. All these people work